Namaste, my beautiful queens. Today I want to do a very important reading, but before I start, I want you to choose one card, one deck out of three. You can choose either the Arcanum, or you can choose the Sacred Key, or you can choose the Gilded by Ciro Marchetti. But as I said, the video is here on Patreon. I recommend you watch the whole video. What I want to do this video about. The thing is, my beautiful queens, in a body of a female, females, we are connected to our soul pretty much every moment of our life. Very little of us, maybe less than 2%, and very seldom we might either weaken that connection with the soul. This happens when we are broken hearted and destroyed by unfair treatment, and then we decide, you know, I'm no longer gonna be following my heart and my soul. I'm just gonna be cruel and cold bitch. But then our soul again embraces us, and we again heal and keep on walking and following our soul. With men, there is a different story, my beautiful queens, because they are, we can say so, wired differently. They throughout life, with a childhood trauma, with every rejection, with every falling down, with every painful situation, what happens? They become more and more disconnected with that sacred source, and they only, it sometimes it's their survival methods. They less and less are connected with the sacred fire, with the sacred source of God, or sacred source of everything. And what happened? They start to be ruled by ego, and pretty much by so-called dark ego, and by the cold mind and dark ego. They unfortunately, many of them get into some of them get into the point when they completely become disconnected with the soul. This is already called a psychopath. Lots of narcissists already have been narcissistic personality disorder. But that's why they are called the lost souls, because that connection completely is, they are disconnected. Their physical is separated with their soul. So then circumstances in life can change. And we are now living in the time of Aquarius, so circumstances can change, and something can happen to them which transforms them and connect their soul with their physical, and they now have a choice. They can start following their soul, or they can start resist and try to leave the old ways. So because what I want to read today, with each deck, for each one of you, you choose your man. How much is the connection of the soul and the physical of this man? How much he's listening for his soul? Also message to his soul, of his soul to you. And will this connection with his soul, will his soul lead him to do something about you, about your connection with him in the period of time which you determine yourself? This is what I want to do, to see how connected this man with his soul, how much influence and control the soul has over this man, and will the soul lead him towards actions towards you in a period of time. You please determine yourself, whatever you want, weeks, months, years, you choose. I would not recommend anything over than 1 year, and nothing less than probably a month, but let us see. So first card, first deck, I am using the Arcanum Tarot. How much his soul has control over his physical, how much he is connected with his soul. The first card, he's just at the beginning of it. This is total card of transformation, my beautiful queens, because you see the six of swords. You see a boat, and this is very spiritual card. You see that this figure in this boat, sitting in this boat, and I do not know how familiar you are with the Greek mythology, but this bank of the river is a physical life and physical world, and that bank is a spiritual world, and this is someone who is already in a boat between. This is connection with his physical, that is connection with his soul, spiritual. So you see that he is already on the way to that connection with his soul, and to allow the soul to lead him and to move him. But you see that he's still in the boat, and this figure right here is equivalent to a man who in Greek mythology, he takes the soul. This is the soul, this is the symbol of the soul, this child. He takes him from the living, the world of living, the world of physical, the limited world of ego, dark ego, and 3D greed, envy, and depending on this the opinion of others, and he is taking him to the other side. So we see that your man, the one you are asking your question, is in the middle. These are the changes which will lead him to complete. This is a card of transformation, but just, you see, he's not anymore, he's in the middle. He's in the water, the sacred water, river of Styx. He is inside of this boat, so he already got in this boat. He got and allowed this man to take him to the other side, and this man could be a symbol also of you, especially. I don't believe that you are in my Patreon by a chance, by a coincidence. Coincidence do not happen. So he is afraid, he is scared, he is terrified, but still he no longer can and want and wish to be the way he was before. He knows there is no turning back. He must leave the old world. He doesn't know what yet in ahead of him. He doesn't know. He's so used to be in control. The fact that he refused from control and he got in this boat already is a huge thing. He's very scared. He's not sure. He's in discomfort, but he's already there, and part of him wants to know and wonder, so what's gonna happen ahead of time? And you are asking this question. You are the one who was the trigger, who's coming in the life of this man, was that wake-up call which got him, probably took him a long time, because 6 very often talks about sometimes period of time of 6 years even, or even longer, but he got there. He was hesitant, he was afraid, he was terrified. In love and relationship, this is not the most positive card, but we're not looking into love relationship, but still it's this the type of situation when a man must leave something behind in order to start something new. So in order to get towards you, he has to leave behind lots of things, his ego, dark ego, control, or old way of life. You see, you are on a different level, and you would not want to be with someone, because you already are awakened, you already are spiritual, you have already gone through this huge, incredible transformation which brought you to a new level, but he kept on staying in the old paradigm. But probably he is watching your life from afar, because very often this is the card, and he was watching how you were growing, and he was watching how you were transforming, and from the little girl you know, begging for love and begging for his time and begging for, he sees that you became you know, your own queen, not a queen, empress who had come to not just to serve some guy, but to do a lot more in life. You inspire him. So yes, he is in the middle. He is in a process of connecting to his sacred inner self. Let's see if this is gonna lead him. You see, I already told you, you have to determine a period of time which you want to know about. Will this actually lead him to certain actions towards you in a period of time which you determine yourself? Absolutely. How wonderful. Of course, girls, take what resonates. I cannot guarantee you anything. 8 of Wands especially are beautiful in this deck because you see the arrow. The nickname of this card is Arrows of Love. It's the energy of movement, fast, astrologically equivalent to Scorpio, astrologically equivalent to fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But the interesting thing, girls, that this card, just to let you know, again, I am telling you the meaning of the card. The first decade of Sagittarius is the biggest. The first decade of Sagittarius from 23rd of November to 1st of December. Please watch those dates from 23rd of November to 1st of December. And this is the Arrows of Love. And of course, these are actions always, but very often this card connected with the news from the distance means text messages or emails or phone calls. Sometimes it's a card which talks about this communication through the distance. So of course he's gonna be, it's this arrows, sparks of love suddenly lighten up again in him. It's something you don't expect, but it happens anyway. Very bright emotions, very bright feelings and new hopes. These are no deep yet feelings, but it's this euphoric sensation of I am living, I am alive. And when I communicate with her, when there is something going on between two of us, I feel alive. I feel the colors around me, the colors of the world. There is synchronicity. There is also, you know, this is very often when you run into grocery stores and you run into him, or in a post office, when people, they say coincidentally meet, but you don't coincidentally meet with anybody. But as I already said, very often this is the talks and letters and phone calls and text messages, but probably this is not a card of deep feelings, but this is a card of changes for better. The also clarifying of situation, because you see, when he already is on the way to his transformation, of course things become clear to him, and those things which did became clear to him make him to reach out to you. This, my beautiful queens, those of you who chose deck number 1. We're gonna take a second deck, the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti, and we will be looking, my elephant keeps on falling, we will be looking now into the second deck. So the men, those of you who chose the second deck, how connected this man is with his soul, how much control his soul has over him. Let's see where he is there in his connection with his soul, how much his soul rules him, moves him, lets him do something, inspires him, or he is ruled by dark ego. Let's see. Okay, I'm holding it upside down and I'm going to turn it. He is, I'm not going to turn it, no. Four of Cups upside down has a good meaning. Why is that, my beautiful queens? Let me show you it in upright position. When you see this card in upright position, you see a man whose life is, everything is very good in his life. Everything is fine, everything is great, everything is wonderful. But it's very often the sign of a man who has it all, has money, has career, has everything in the material world. That's why you see a man who is dressed up with, dressed up nicely, sitting in this beautiful sunset, beautiful landscape. 3 cups are full. None of them are lying, and he's just holding this book, staring into this cup. The cup is a gift of heaven. This is the equivalent, if you watched my videos long enough, this is the equivalent of the Ace of Cups. And Ace of Cups is a true love, and Ace of Cups is the chance or the gift, because it has the nickname, the gift of gods or gods. But unfortunately he refuses. He just staring at it and is like, I don't know, whatever, I'm not sure I want to take it. It's like apathy, everything. I have everything but apathy, no excitement, no inspiration. And he's looking at it and he's like, I don't know if I want it. I don't know if I don't want it. This is unfortunately the spiritual blindness. If we look at it in their upright position, this card in upright position is a warning. You see the world not the way you must see the world. You have to the changes is the only permanent thing in life, the changes, and you have to take it. But if I take it, then I would have to do something with it. I don't know, but this is a gift of heaven. And this gift of heaven, I believe, were you, or are you. And he was refusing from it because it's like of so many reasons. Apathy, not wanting, changing something. Maybe it is a gift of God, but if I take it, then I would have to decide something, that I would have to change something, that I would have to start something new, that I would have to change myself. I would have to get up from this, freeze this place and go somewhere. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to dig deep into this. I don't want to do nothing. It's irritating me that why they are giving to me, why they are giving it to me now. So he's bored, he is unhappy, he's apathic, he doesn't want to change it, so on, and so on. This is an upright position. So in upright position, unfortunately, there is no much connection with the soul here at all. But we got it in a reversed position. Okay? He's good, everything in his life good, but he has no meaning. He lost the meaning. But in reverse position, we are having different story. we are having a different story, it's completely different. So he shakes off this boredom, he shakes off the apathy, he shakes it off, and he walks towards new perspectives in life. And because cups always connected with love and relationship, feelings and emotions, he is ready to embrace it. And feelings and emotions, of course, always are connected with soul. Of course, soul connects with love, connects with compassion, connects with emotion. So this, yes, this is the card in which he embraces the new, also something unexpected. So what could bring him to this position? Something unexpected. It could be connected with you. Probably he expects or expected you to be sitting there crying over him and waiting for him, and your tears are just ocean around you. Probably someone told him that you absolutely don't do nothing like this, and it became this realization. It's the realization that I was given a gift, and I am gonna lose this gift. What a stupid idiot I am. Very a chance which he is going to embrace. So of course, yes, probably the chance which he lost in you, he lost a realization. What he lost is going to bring him to connection with his soul. So nothing happens just as a coincidence. And we're gonna take a second card and see, in a period of time, will this bring him how interesting. We are having reversed Six of Cups, Six of Swords, and I just have told you everything about Six of Swords because we just had Six of Swords in the previous deck, which I just already explained you. And this is the kind of dead end. The thing is that in reversed position, in a period of time which you determined yourself, the problem is that it might not happen, but because of a certain circumstances and problems which are not, he's not going to be able to solve by the time you have asked his actions. But at the same time, he might decide to do this because, as you know, this is not an easy card to explain, but the thing is that it's going to be risky for him doing action towards you, connected with lots of risks. Of course, it depends on your specific situation, but the thing is that if he does something towards you while those problems are not being solved, it's a huge risk, and it can bring you both to a very not a very good situation. So he might not want to do something because it involves risks not only for him, but risks also for you. Also, this is resisting. This is him connecting with his soul, but especially if you are dealing with air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, you will clearly see in reversed card him resisting these emotions and feelings. But this is a card of temporarily resistant. The thing is, the Four of Cups overpowers here in these two cards, overpowers the Six of Swords. So yes, he still has pretty huge influence of ego. He still is egocentric. He still tries to press people doing how he wants it, but at the same time there is a lot of hidden things which he still wants to keep hidden, because if he has to tell you that, then they're gonna be needed some certain events happening. Interesting thing though, The card of Six of Swords sometimes talks about unexpected love confession, like boom, like this. But this can happen not, you know, in actions when he actually there, but he can write it to you, or he can tell this to somebody you both know, like, I loved her, I always did, and I still do, and you find out unexpectedly, suddenly, the truth coming out. But the thing is, things are too complicated between you two guys, and the thing is, I cannot tell you for sure what is gonna happen with the Six of Swords, because usually Six of Swords is being clarified, but the things are happening, the transformation is happening, and the outcome of Six of Swords can be very unexpected and even shocking, you know, like leaving you in a shock, sometimes in a good, sometimes simply in a shock. So see how things are gonna be happening here. And finally, we are going to take the third deck, the Sacred Key. Those of you who chose, again, girls, I believe that you have to watch the entire video. I believe that when I do the videos for Patreon, all of them are connected, intertwined with each other, and you will get some answers from this deck, some from this deck, and some from this one. So how connected is this man with his soul? How much of the influence his soul has over him? How much of a control his soul has over him? Oh my God, this guy is Tower. Tower is extremely spiritual card, so his world is completely collapsing. Completely, everything is collapsing. The thing is, of course, we are dealing with karmic relationship here. So you're walking into his life, you know, there was him before you and there is him after you. Everything is collapsing. Interesting thing that this is the equivalent to Babylonian tower, equivalent to so-called the eye of God, and the destiny, something which he was fighting. This is transformation, but which was forced over him, because the guy did not want to change, absolutely didn't want. This tower, the way of his life, he was ruled pretty much by dark ego. Actually, this is number 16, and he was sitting in that tower, and it became his prison. It could be a man who has social status or money or something, because a man who likes to have to feel great and powerful. Mars, Pluto, Scorpio, Uranus, but the destiny tests him. His world is falling apart. If he had $20 billion yesterday, it could be that today he doesn't. What he thought unshakable, what he thought he was protected, he was there in total control. The destiny, the guides and the keepers, they no longer can wait, because he was given enough time. He was given enough time for allowing this transformation, allowing him to go through transformation without shaking his world. It could be anything, girls. It could be he might have lost someone dear, someone could get sick, someone could die. You coming out of his life, cutting him off, and him realizing that pretty much what point do I have, what the sense in this tower and in this walls, what do I have really? Who am I? Why am I here? Does it make any sense? He was given enough time and he did not embrace it, and he is a powerful spiritual being, which was too much, captured by the society, by the dark ego, by a thirst to power, but standing on the top of the tower and watching the entire world, whatever his world, big or small, from the top, and thinking, I'm such a great guy. Sudden changes, everything changes, the earthquake, walls are falling. It's like, it feels like the end of the world. It's unexpected, but this is becoming free. His soul takes control over him, because his dark ego was controlling him so much that everything he built, he forgot about his soul. He completely was following just his dark ego, and everything falls. It's a crisis. It's a crisis of his life, crisis of things he used to have, crisis of his spiritual views, probably crisis of religious beliefs, which happens everywhere right now, because religion is unfortunately a big lie. People believed for hundreds of years. Something happens, he understands that it was a lie. He understands what he believed, paradigm things he was made to believe. He was, it's like, how does it's shaking everything. And I believe that you are one of the reasons of this world of his to be shaking, because it's a woman, female sacred energy, which is enough impulse to shake his world and bring him this way to himself, because some of them are so stubborn that you have to shake his world to bring him to himself. So yes, he's getting connected with his soul, but in a very harsh way, but this is the way he brought it onto himself. Let's see. It's a huge transformation, huge. Let's see if there are gonna be actions towards you with this transformation. Oh, he believes that if he is with you, he is gonna be cursed, and he is gonna be poor, in a poverty, at this cathedral, walking in the snow. Oh my goodness, guys, I believe there are so many things between you which make no sense in the spiritual world, but which this man believes that if he walks through and walks to you, he believes that being with you will bring an absolute disaster. The thing is that finally, I do not know, here you see, you still hit two of them, and very often Five of Pentacles in this deck, when they are two of them, they are together. You see that they are together. This could be the fears of his, which might not be true, because these two, he believes if he chooses you and refuses from all the old thing, he finds his soul, but he's gonna lose everything material. He doesn't understand that when you follow your soul and your love and your inspiration, this actually builds a beautiful castle, but not like that tower. But the luck turns towards you, love turns towards you, inspiration learn. I think he will act because he will be forced to, even though he's gonna be paralyzed by the fear that if he acts towards you, he's gonna be cursed and thrown away from society and everything else onto the street, into the snow. This is not gonna happen. But this is complicated situation here. We don't know how exactly he's gonna act towards you, but this huge thing is happening with him, and I believe will be happening, especially in year 2020. This year ends not January 1st. This year ends on the 12th of February. This, my beautiful queens, all I can tell you. I hope it was helpful. I am wishing you all the most beautiful things in the world. I hope you found the answer to your questions. I deeply appreciate your support. Namaste.